Okay, I want you to just take a second and think about a number with me. A number that is so big, it almost sounds fake. Seriously, what would you do with $780 billion? And no, that's not a typo, not million, not even 78 billion. I'm talking 780 billion. Well, as of early 2026, this is allegedly the net worth of a single person, Elon Musk. And if that number actually holds, it makes him, by a truly mind-boggling margin, the wealthiest human being to ever live. So today, we're not just going to break down how he got there, we're going to ask a much tougher question. Should any one person ever be this rich?
Welcome back to the channel, Finance People. If you are new here, a hearty welcome from the JoshLM Finance crew. I'll be your teacher today, so get your pen and pad out and let's break this down.
All right, let's dive right in. To really get a sense of this, you have to look at how fast it happened. Go back to 2020, and Elon Musk's net worth was sitting at around $25 billion. Today, it's allegedly over $780 billion. I mean, that's a 30 times increase in just a handful of years. And the key thing to understand is this isn't from a salary he famously takes next to nothing. This fortune is tied up almost completely in one thing: owning huge chunks of his companies. And when you look at it, his entire fortune really boils down to three main pillars. You've got SpaceX, his new AI company called XAI, and of course, the big one, Tesla. So let's just quickly see how each one adds up. All right, first up, you've got SpaceX. Now, this is a private company, so you can't buy its stock on the open market. It was recently valued at around $800 billion, which is just massive. Musk owns about 42% of it, which means his piece of the pie is worth over $360 billion. Think about that. Just that one investment alone would make him one of the richest people on Earth. Then you've got the new kid on the block, XAI. This is his artificial intelligence company built to go head-to-head with giants like OpenAI. Early in 2026, it allegedly raised money at a valuation of $250 billion. His reported stake is 49%, so you can add another $120 billion plus to the pile. And finally, we have Tesla. It's still a huge piece of his wealth, especially after a court in the US reinstated that massive and pretty controversial stock options package. That deal alone is worth another 120 plus billion. But, and this is the most important part of this whole thing, we have to remember, it's all on paper. And this is where we get into the huge difference between being rich on paper and having actual cash in the bank. It's a distinction that honestly almost everyone misses when they see these headlines. So let's talk about it. You know, the fancy finance term for this is unrealized gains. And what it means is pretty simple. Elon Musk does not have $780 billion sitting in a savings account. The overwhelming majority of his wealth is tied up in company stock. It's not liquid. Let me break it down for you. Imagine you own a house in Nigeria, and overnight, it's suddenly worth 2 billion naira. On paper, hey, you're a billionaire, right? Feels good. But you can't walk into a store and buy groceries with your house. You have to sell it first to turn that value into actual cash. Until you sell, that 2 billion is just an unrealized gain. It's perfectly legal, but whether it's ethical, well, that's where things get a bit more complicated. Hey, real quick, if this is making sense to you and you're getting some value from this breakdown, do me a huge favor and just tap that subscribe button. We are pushing so hard to get to 1,000 subscribers, and every single one of you helps us get closer. Thanks so much. Okay, back to it. All right, so for the next little bit, I want to switch gears. We're going to move away from the hard numbers and get a little bit more into, well, my personal take on all this. We've done the how, now let's chat about the should. And yeah, this is where I got to take off the analyst hat for a minute, because I got to be honest with you, I really struggle with this one. I mean, why does one human being need this much wealth? Is this some kind of race to the top? Or is this just capitalism running with absolutely no brakes? It feels, I don't know, it feels kind of nuts, right? And look, I totally get the other side of the coin. I hear the arguments all the time. He created immense value. He took massive risks when no one else would. He literally changed entire industries. And you know what? All of those things are true. They are totally fair points. But you can't have a conversation like this without talking about the other stuff too. The critics bring up some really serious points. Things like questions about where Tesla's original technology came from, accusations about tough labor conditions, the huge role that government money played in his company's success, and a history of pretty aggressive business moves. The point is, a fortune this big is never a simple, clean story. Okay, To really, really get our heads around this, we have to put this number into perspective. Because honestly, a number like 780 billion, it just doesn't mean anything without some context. It's just noise.
Just look at this. You have Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest person, with a net worth of about $12 billion. Now look at Musk. His fortune is more than 60 times bigger. This isn't just a wealth gap. I mean, they're not even playing the same sport. It's a completely different universe of money.
And that's the real takeaway here. This isn't just about money anymore. At this level, wealth is power. We're talking about a fortune that, even when you adjust for inflation, dwarfs what guys like John D. Rockefeller had back in the day. When one person has that much financial power, it starts to have global, geopolitical influence. Period.
So what's the bottom line? Let me be super clear. This channel is not anti-wealth. I'm not anti-success. I'm a finance guy. I believe in building wealth. But I do think it's fair and actually really important to question the extremes. And of course, gotta say the usual, this is all just for educational purposes. It is not financial advice. I'm just breaking down the data and giving you my 2 cents. Please always do your own homework before making any decisions. You know, the story of this fortune is a wild case study in how value gets created in our world today. But it also opens up this huge can of worms, a deep societal debate. And maybe that's the real question we should be asking. Is the issue really with the billionaire? Or is it with the system that allows for this kind of extreme wealth in the first place?
Thanks for sticking with me till the end. It shows how important financial literacy is to you. Clearly, you got value from this. So do me a favor and share it with someone like you. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.